All right, I hope you're doing well, and we're ready for example 3 here. The first thing remember that we should look at is our domain. And what do you notice? Yep, we're back in degrees. So make sure you change the mode in that calculator one more time. All right, now this equation has a little twist to it. We don't just have a regular old tangent theta over here on the left side. It's being squared. So to undo anything that's being squared, remember we can take the square root of both sides. And yes, you can square root trig functions as long as there is no sum or difference underneath that square root. The other thing you have to remember is that on the right side we're going to need a little plus or minus. Don't forget to accessorize your square roots. Alright, so over here on the left then when we square root we just get the tangent of theta. Here on the right side we have two values, plus or minus 1, which means we're going to have to set up two equations to solve. Tangent theta equals positive 1 and the tangent of theta equals negative 1. So let's work on solving this little mini equation over here on the left. Because we are going to take the tangent inverse of a positive ratio to isolate our theta, and we think about in one rotation where ratios for tangent are positive, we're going to get angles for this mini equation from quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Now 1 is a friendly ratio, so really we shouldn't even need our calculator. The angle in quadrant 1 that has a tangent ratio of 1 is 45 degrees, and in quadrant 3 that's 225 degrees. Alright, so now we're going to move over here to the right side. We're going to work on solving the other little mini equation that's set equal to negative 1. So we'll tangent inverse both sides of this equation. And now we have to think about what quadrants we'll get angles from for negative ratios. And this pretty much makes sense. For the first equation we were getting angles from quadrant 1 and 3 because that's where tangent ratios were positive, so we're working in the opposite quadrants now. Negative ratios for tangent are going to be from angles in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So for these two quadrants, we're going to get angles of 135 degrees and 315 degrees. So putting this in nice solution set notation, I'm going to put my angles in numerical order from least to greatest. And here are our solutions. Now, one word of caution. When we're working with tangents and cotangents, secants, cosecants, remember that those functions have asymptotes. So really when we're solving these, we really should be checking for extraneous solutions, because anything that gives us a value of undefined, extraneous solutions, anything that gives us a value that's undefined, like tangent of pi over 2 is undefined, is going to make the whole entire equation undefined. Now, we're pretty good here because none of these angles are multiples of pi over 2 that we got when we solved. So we pretty much know that these angles should work back up in our equation, and we're good to go.